I guess Vyctorius just having 30 points on 12 shots. Just sort of what were you seeing out there? What was working for you?
Well, I felt like we were kind of slowing the offense in, so getting shots and my teammates finding me, that was pretty good. And then shots were falling, so they kept feeding me. Appreciate my teammates.
You set a career high twice already this season in 3 games. Just what about this team has you scoring the way that you do?
I don't know, I feel like they believe in me and they trust in me. They see my work, so kudos. I mean, not kudos to them, but like I appreciate them.
Kanye, what have you seen from VJ so far this year?
He put the work in day in and day out, and he's just super talented, super charismatic, and he always a team first guy. You know, he always uplifting others and just trying to help his teammates. So to go out there and see how he's been starting the season, it was nothing short of unexpected. We all believe in him.
How are you feeling? That fall looked a little scary the other night.
Man, I'm just trying to show up, man, and be here for my teammates, man. I'm going through it, but, you know, the staff, the trainers, they've been getting me right, so it's just a day-by-day thing.
For any of you guys, you haven't had a full team yet this season, and you've been scoring the way that you have, been winning these games. What do you think that says about this group that Steve's assembled?
I mean, I think Zay pretty much said it. He said that any sub, it ain't really a sub. It ain't no drop-off with our team. I feel like all 15 of us could go. Sure. Any given night, anybody could have a good night.
Stacked. For any of y'all, how much are y'all still working on chemistry for this group?
I would say it's crazy. Like, when we did have our full team practices, it was no, like, chemistry problems. Like, everybody kind of know what everybody do. We be in the spots that people were expected to be in. The main thing, like you said, is just getting everybody healthy and putting it on the floor for the fans and the rest of the world to see.
Kirk, what do you mean to get on the board?
Oh, I mean, it's great. It's a great feeling for sure. I mean, it feels really good, but I just think, like, I give all the glory to the Lord, and I just play super hard, and I hope the fans of Stillwater can see that. I hope my teammates can see that every day, and yeah, it's awesome. I mean, you put a lot of work in, and to see it come into a game is pretty cool.
It's a bit of a sloppy start from both teams. Sort of what was Steve's message in those timeouts and at halftime? I'm
going to keep it PG-13. And really say. But just, you know, we knew what we had to do. That was his main message. We know what we're capable of, and the type of team we are and where we want to go. And like he told us, basically, we're not playing up to those expectations. And once we flipped that switch and his words kind of got us going, yeah, the rest was history.
For any of y'all, did y'all feel the momentum just shift towards the end of that first half? Did y'all feel it shift in your favor?
Definitely. I mean, Chris had that big three. That set it off, and then everything just started flowing into play.
Got stops. Zay dunk.
Stops. I think we had like 11 points. They had, so it was good to come out like that for sure.
Vyctorius, why do you say you look so comfortable out on the court with a Brandon team like he'll have?
Shoot, goes for the chemistry. I mean, Stillwater, as you know, is not like a lot of things to do, so we with each other
all the time,
on and off the court. You know, so that pretty much plays a big part.
That's the most prolonged look at the zone that you guys have faced this year. Just did you feel like that was good for you guys to see that early?
Definitely. Even though we thought they was gonna come out and play man, they played more man. They first couple of games, especially playing. I think they played Wichita State. It's a good team. So we were kind of, I wouldn't say we was shook by it, but we just really weren't expecting it though. But it was good to see early, I say.
I want to talk about defensively for just a second. You guys held Prairie View to 4 free throws in the first half. You were able to defend well without putting one on the free throw line. Like in a time like this where maybe the offense is slow getting started because of what you're seeing on their side of the floor defensively, what are you going in? What are you seeing on the defensive side of the floor to be able to defend well and not give up? They didn't have an offensive rebound in the first half either. So
I would just say that goes into work we put into practice. We do a drill called pad rebounding, maybe, 6-7 times a day?
Yeah, we did.
I say we spent probably at least 45 minutes rebounding, so it definitely went in the show today. We didn't allow them to get any second chance opportunities or looks, and when you're not scoring the ball well, that plays a big part, to the game. You got to rebound defense, so I think that really showed tonight.
Is it fun for you guys to see how excited the crowd gets when Makai gets off the bench?
Definitely. For sure, definitely. He's a good player, even better kid. Yeah, he deserves it, man, for sure.
You mentioned the kind of flipping that switch after the slow start. What is the big difference from the slow start to what changed?
Just I think we just the little things on defense like you said, we weren't allowing rebounds, but maybe we was closing out to a shooter with our hands down, or we was allowing middle drives, So I think we in that little spurt in that run, we just locked in, dialed in on defense, and the little things that the coaches wanted us to implement, we definitely went out and did it in that little span.
How much has Coach Lutz been emphasizing getting a lot of offensive rebounds in every game?
I mean, he's huge on rebounding. Like you said, when we do rebounding for probably 30, 45 minutes in practice every day. So
it's offense and defense. So
yeah.
Obviously another 3-0 start, back-to-back years. So, anytime you start off 3-0, I think that's a good thing. But, we've got to concentrate on getting better on the defensive end for consistent periods of time moving forward. And I thought there was times tonight where we were good defensively, but then we had some major lapses that just can't happen.
What do you think of VJ's night? Obviously scoring 30.
Yeah, I thought VJ did a good job. I thought, obviously I've always talked about what a good shooter and a good scorer he is. I thought that he let the game come to him. Maybe took a couple shots, but when you're playing like that, I don't usually say a whole lot to you because he was playing well enough that he deserved maybe a little bit of an extra shot or two. But no, I thought he did a fantastic job. He handled the ball pretty well and got us moving at times, but I hope that we have more nights like that from him. Again, I think he's a very good player.
Talking to the guys, it seemed like maybe surprised a little bit by the amount of zone that they played. But is that nice to see early on, though, that you've got to look at zone now?
Yeah, I was surprised because they haven't zoned like that. It's on me, to be very frank with you. We've got to do a better job preparing against the zone. And we've got to work on it. We don't play zone, so we play man-to-man in 98, 99% of practice, and I've got to start carving out some time to work against the zone.
Part of that, though, Coach, you had 44 points in the paint tonight, a really, really good night, especially when, for whatever reason, a lot of the shots weren't falling. What were you seeing just kind of on the inside of the offense to be able to score with that amount of efficiency inside?
Yeah, no, I thought those guys did a good job of establishing a post presence, and then obviously we rebounded the ball at a high rate on the offensive end. We had 19 offensive rebounds for 23 points. Anytime you can do that, you're going to be in a pretty good position to win. But we talked a lot about, they're not 7-2, 7-3 across the board. So we needed to establish an inside presence, and I thought that we did that and did a good job with it tonight. We've got to do a better job of making our layups, though, right? We've got to reward ourselves for getting an offensive rebound and convert it to baskets. Because if we had 23, we could have had 35.
Choppy start for both teams. What were your guys? What flipped the switch for you guys? What were you doing late that maybe you weren't necessarily doing early?
Yeah, I thought we did a better job, especially right before the half. That group that I subbed in with about 6-7 minutes to go, maybe 8 minutes to go, I thought they did a good job of getting stops and getting going in transition. And then VJ made a couple baskets, and we got to the free throw line a couple times, so that certainly helped us. And then, obviously to start the second half, I thought we were fantastic defensively. I think we went 11 straight possessions with not allowing them to score, which is good. But then, the next 10 possessions, they scored 6 out of those 10, right? And so you're playing at a high level. You need to maintain a high level. You don't need to drop off down, to here. If maybe we drop off, it's got to be here. It can't be here.
I'd imagine you'd rather have all your guys available, but is it nice to sort of get prolonged looks at, okay, what does this look like without these guys? What does this look like without these guys?
Not really. I'd like to have them all available and figure out the rotations that work together, and I'd like to be able to have a good substitution pattern. And some of the lack of offense or even the lack of defensive consistency is due to substitutions, and that falls on me and I've got to do better there. But no, I'd rather have them all. I'm looking forward to having all of them. I want to see what our team really looks like.
Normally this time of year, especially guys who haven't played together in years past, talk a lot about how they're still working on chemistry in these early games, but asked these guys and they said they feel like everything's locked in.
Good for them.
Do you see that as something that's going to get better?
I do. I think that we're going to continue to get better and better. We're still learning to play with one another. I think that we're learning each and other's strengths and weaknesses, and we've got to now start figuring out, situations where, for example, VJ's rolling tonight, right? Well, get him the basketball. Like, drive and make sure that you're trying to get him another shot, or, set a good ball screen for him so that he can get downhill. And we've got to evolve there. But I think that comes with time and game minutes and practice minutes. And again, when you don't have these guys in games, we didn't have them in practice either. So it just makes it tough.
Coach, did you feel the momentum really shift in your favor towards the end of that first half?
I did. I think we ran it from probably, 8 to 16, 18, somewhere right in there. I don't remember what it was at the half, 32-46. So I thought we did a better job of converting, like I said earlier, and we did a better job of rewarding ourselves and getting to the line, getting some easy ones, and then we made a couple threes. So, but yeah, I felt that, and obviously carrying over into the second half, I thought that helped us.
And how do you feel about facing your old team coming up on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's never fun to coach against your friends, right? And I've known Byron for 15, 20 years easy. But it's a little different when you're coaching, somebody that you worked with. And obviously I'm very indebted to all those guys at Corpus Christi. Like, Ralph was on the staff when I was there. JB was there. Obviously Jim was there. And those guys, they helped turn Corpus Christi around and get us to 2 NCAA tournaments. So you have a lot of respect and you take a lot of pride in that program. And then Jim's taken over and won 20 games each year. So it won't be an easy game. Not that tonight was, but Corpus Christi is going to come in here and they're going to have an edge to them. They're going to be physical. They're going to be tough, and they're going to fight us. So we'll have to play well on Sunday.
Do you think, you sort of alluded to it, but obviously you've played friends before. We talked to you about it last year a lot, but will this be a little bit different just because the significance in terms of just your career?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've let me think about this. I've never coached against someone that was on my staff and took over for me. Right, I haven't played Western, and this will be the first time playing these guys. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be a little different emotions. But at the end of the day, as much as I love those guys at Corpus, my job is to figure out a way to win on Sunday, and that's the most important thing. I wish them well in every other game except Sunday.
And I noticed a few times tonight you subbed your overseas guys in together. Was that purposeful? You like those guys playing together? Or is that
No. Again, the substitution pattern tonight I thought was a little bit skewed, and I'll watch the film and see if and where I made some mistakes. It just worked out that way.
What have you liked of what Mekhi Ragland has brought to this team so far this season?
Yeah, I love Mekhi. I mean, he works hard, and when he's in there, obviously he's such a big presence, right? If he sets a ball screen or he goes to get a rebound, he's got great hands. He can really shoot the basketball. I thought he was going to dunk that one at the end, which would have been fantastic. I think, the 5,400 people would have went nuts. I mean, he'd have been a GIA legend had he done that. But no, I think his best basketball is ahead of him, and he's just got to continue to work, right? But he's got some older guys ahead of him, and he's got to go beat them out to get their minutes. And that's the same of everybody on the team. You've got to go beat the person in front of you or the person at your position out. But I like him and think that he's got a chance to be a very productive player for us.
Signing day, I know you're probably still waiting on one, but the two guys that you have signed today, just what have you liked about
them? Yeah, I think we've gotten all three in now, but we probably won't release that until the morning. I mean, I think it's 9:30 at night and 10:30 on the East Coast, so we'll probably do all that tomorrow. But I'm excited about the group. I think all those guys are very good college players, and I think that they fit with our program. Just in terms of character, in terms of toughness, in terms of skill level, and we'll just continue to help us get better and better.
Can you talk a little bit about just what it was like getting to know Jalen and what that recruitment process was like for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you get the job and he's the best player in your state, right? That's what everybody kind of tabs him as, and I don't mean that to slight anybody else, but that was the one we felt like we had to get. You know, he is a legacy, and so we, you know, Keaton had done a good job probably recruiting him for the last 3-4 years, but, you know, probably within, I don't even know, within the first 18 to 24 hours of getting the job, you're on the phone with him and his family. And so, you know, you're excited to be rewarded for your efforts and those sorts of things. But I like him. He's a great kid, great family.
Do you remember what stood out the first time you got to kind of watch him? The first.
Well, I've seen him, right? Even though I wasn't at Oklahoma State, I knew who he was. He plays for MoKan, which is a prominent AAU program across the country. And, you know, I'd kind of recruited this area in other years, so you're always keeping tabs on guys. But he's a very skilled player. He's a shot maker. You know, as he continues to develop his body, he's just going to get better and better. But, I mean, he works extremely hard. He's competitive, and he's won pretty much everywhere he's been. So that's a good combination in a basketball player.
I think kind of the same thing with Parker. Was that a guy you were aware of, or how did you sort of get onto him?
Yeah, no. I went into last year. OTE has I forget what they call it, not a draft day, but they have a combine. And so last year I went there and I came back from there and I told Coach Miller I really liked him. And then James kind of recruited him from that point on. But no, he's a good player. And I said it in the press release this morning. I think his best basketball is ahead of him. I really do. And I think he'll fit well into our system.
Coach, how's it having Vyctorius not just on the team but also in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, again, Vyctorius is a really good person. You know, he comes from a very good family. You know, he's a great addition, and the guys all like him. He's actually really, really funny as well. You know, like some of the stuff that he says coming off the floor to me sometimes just cracks me up. But I enjoy being around him, and I'm glad he's on our team.
What do you like about Almond then? Since
I mean, he plays really hard, right? He plays really hard. He's a great story. You know, he's transformed his body. He's transformed himself into just a really good player. But, man, his motor and his will to win, man, and I talked about that obviously with Parker and Jalen too, but his is really, really high. And I think that he's got a chance to come in here and be a fantastic player.